Hey guys, Nicole from Canadian Regius here again. It's coming to the time, some of you have already gotten to this point, where you're going to need an incubator for your ball python eggs. So I figured I'd show you mine, show you how I do it. It works really well, and I love the cooler method. I basically got the biggest cooler that I could possibly find. They're not that expensive. I keep mine all the way on top of my 28 quart rack because that's the only space I have for it, and it actually works out very well there despite how short I am. Anyway, yeah, so that is a igloo cooler. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head what size it is, but it's pretty big. Let me open this up for you. So what's really neat about this little cooler is that it has a little door, and this is how I get inside the incubator. So I just do this, I can get the tubs from here. But I'll open up the whole unit so you can see exactly what's going on. So this is basically the interior of the incubator. I use 6 quart tubs for my eggs. They can hold tightly about 10, but if you have more space, maybe do half that per tub. I have the bottom full of water bottles, and under that is 11-inch heat tape. Just enough, I believe it was 2 feet to cover the bottom, and that's enough to heat up this whole incubator pretty well. I fill my tubs with vermiculite, just straight vermiculite, and I soak it until it's basically full of water, but water isn't above the vermiculite. And I do that so I don't have to worry about humidity levels, and I use an egg crate or a light diffuser so the eggs don't actually touch the substrate, which is good because if I had it that wet and the eggs were touching, well, they wouldn't hatch, most likely. That's my method. If you don't want to use egg crate or light diffuser, what I did for my crested gecko eggs, which also works for ball pythons, is a 50-50 ratio of vermiculite and water with weight. So if you have 100 grams of vermiculite, weigh that with 100 grams of water. Not cups or anything, do the weight. Or basically you can use your hands, and if you squeeze it and it clumps but no water seeps out, then you're good. Now I'll show you the little mechanics in here. Now, up on the top, I have 2 little computer fans. They're very tiny. They're probably, I think they're 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And I actually used, I don't know if you can see it, little metal spacers so they can still suck in air, because you don't want to hot glue the whole thing to the top because then it will overheat. So I did that for spacers. They work really well. Like I said, I use hot glue. They're very easy to wire. Just look online. You just get an AC adapter and wire it on. It's very, very easy. And for the thermostat probe, I use Herpstat. I tape it up at the top, and the probe is dangling right in the middle of the incubator. Now, what I noticed is the probe on my last incubator, it would go in different directions and it'd be all out of whack. So what I did, you can see a piece of it right up there. I used a piece of solder, the bendable wire, and I taped it to the thermostat probe so it's straight, but I can also bend it in a certain direction. It really helps, especially when I knock the tubs into it or something. It doesn't go above the tub or over the tub or anything like that. So it's a safety precaution that I like to follow. And the water bottles are there just to keep heat in. The incubator's off right now because I don't need it right now, otherwise I wouldn't be leaving it open this long. But the water bottles are there to keep heat in case I do need to open it. When I do open it, it keeps heat, and if there's a power outage, it would keep heat a lot longer if there wasn't any water in there. Now here's where I have everything basically wired. You can see everything comes out of the drainage hole in the cooler. This cooler is on its side, so you can see the drainage cool would be on the bottom on a normal cooler, but it's on the back side of this incubator. All of my, like my Thermostat Probe, everything comes out of there. And I have my AC adapters for my fans, which is unplugged right now because I'm not using the incubator. But that's basically what you need. Old cell phone chargers to hook up to your fan. And this is the power bar for my Thermostat, which would be plugged into here if it was running. There's the Thermostat. It's kind of just hanging there. I need to get a drill to drill that into the incubator. That is a surge protector. I have them everywhere where I have a Thermostat hooked up in case there's power outage or power flicks, which happens a lot here. So they probably saved me a few Thermostats. I also have 2 crappy thermometers, just to give me a general idea. I always go by the Thermostat, but it's good to know. These usually read a couple of degrees more than the Thermostat. My last clutch incubated at, according to the thermometer, 91.5 degrees, but it was probably closer to 90, but still within range. So that's it. That is my incubator. If you have any questions on how I put everything together, or if it wasn't clear on something, let me know. See you later.